Hello, greetings. Welcome to weird part of YouTube. Greetings for Absolute Insanity. I'll be your host on this winter wonderland, this winter day. It's not like Texas here. It's not snowing here yet in Florida, but you never know. We're praying. I haven't seen snow, not like that. So probably just as well. I have enough going on as it is. All right, so today is kind of a loaded day. I don't know, I'm feeling the U.S. government for some fucked up. I don't know why. I don't know why. So we're going to catch that energy, the stealth bomber. Uh, the Mayans. I can't even pronounce that. Göbekli. I screwed up on that one. That's the first temple. It's in Turkey. Just copy and paste it. You'll find it somewhere. I think I have it. I think I saved it here somewhere. Yeah, I got it here. And the black budget. So, yeah, we'll see how this goes. All right, we'll dive right in. Yeah, I feel the government energy. I'll have to find out why. Okay, real quick here. I've been talking about comedy private sessions. And you know what that looks like. I'm on the 5th, I think. Yeah, same situation here. We have webinar for tomorrow and for Saturday. What is this again? Social network. Get kicked off or have it, and behind the scenes. And so you know what I'm talking about. This is just. I can't pronounce, but it's the first temple in ever. Yeah, this it's in Turkey, and that's what. And I said there's an underground side of it too, but it doesn't look like much here. But they say kind of the people of that time didn't have the ability to build it, so it is very bizarre there. So, okay, enough of that. I can't. How am I going to channel something I can't pronounce? All right, we just call it the Turkish temple or something. Jeez. Well, I was listening to it, but I got to sit here and say it like 20 times to remember how. Göbekli. I don't fucking know how to pronounce that. Anyway, okay. All right, we're going to go to the U.S. government channeling stealth bomber, Mayans, Turkish temple. How about that? And black budget. So that should be interesting. All right, let's see what the U.S. government has to say. Because I feel there's whatever. Okay, here, blessings. Here we go. Greetings. Yes, we are U.S. government, your mind controllers. We are a land to be built on, but also to control its people. We don't really have much of an identity of ourselves. We are looking for an identity. So you say, yes, we are an archon presence. Now, that's not always of a negative side. It can be used for negative, but also because we are the foundation to build on, basically. So we find our own identity. So your U.S. government is, yes, as you know, extraterrestrial. There is a Palladian presence there, a Syrian, Anunnaki. Just name a few. A lot of your U.S. presidents are from other worlds. George Washington, for sure. He does have a lot of archon energies. Your Abraham Lincoln is definitely an alien being, a Palladian being, very alien. So, of course, he's incarnated here as you all are, but he's a star seed like all of you. Washington also, to a degree. He knew there was a spiritual aspect to the world. He wasn't fully understanding. He was very third dimensional too, but he did have a spiritual side of him. Many of those, the Congress of the early Congress, not all, well, many that were part of the Constitution were alien. Let's put it that way, which makes sense, doesn't it? Some of them were actually connected to Aztec energies, actually, to rebuilding society or building a society. So that's a big deal. It's not something that, yes, you do have a lot of assistants, and they never left. If you think alien beings just came and built it and then took off, no, they want to be a part of it. Now, where it goes on this world, of course, can easily go into darkness. Well, due to the technologies of the day, lack of health. Health was a major problem. Souls, people did not live very long. It was very difficult, but it was an achieving moment for sure. So yes, there's a Palladian cross that's not seen, but it does exist. It is part of the foundations of building a society. Actually, a lot of Native American energy was part of it too. Well, they welcomed, even if they say they did not welcome it, they actually did. Um, they might not have always agreed on it once they showed the Puritans, the white man, showed up. But the Native Americans knew this was going to come eventually. So it's, but the Native American energy is still ingrained into America. It's still there. It's part of the spiritual growth that's happening now. It just finds a different way to be heard and seen. It's never gone away. Many of you have Native American guides, for example. So the presence is just gone more spiritual. It doesn't have to be seen. I mean, many of you are connecting to the Palladians. Who do you think the Palladians are connected to? And the Syrians, of course, are connected to Native Americans, but I think you understand. So, all right. That's all we have at this moment. We're just showing that we have a consciousness. That's all. This is. Greetings. On the presence of the entity of the stealth bomber. Yes, there's a lot of negative energies around death. You can say the stealth bomber is a Green Reaper with wings. Is the Green Reaper works with the military, you can say. Yes, who to kill first, who to kill next. The military, yes, is a vortex on its own. There's a reptilian there's many, there's all aliens are there, all of them. They are figuring out your fate or setting up your fate. So the military, yes, needs all the help it can get through energy healing to be a more positive reality on your planet. So you can see who's hiding behind it. What is the military hiding exactly? Is it extraterrestrial? Of course it is. Is it ancient Atlantean? Yes, of course. Or just your military, world of militaries. What has that been hiding for all these thousands of years? Ancient technologies, ancient beings that never went away. Have just been kept quiet. You have your museums that gives you a story of the past. What the leaders here consider the truth, partial truth. So yes, a lot of your elites have a lot of your knowledge, of course. kept hidden. You say there's caverns hidden. They're not going to say where. You can say in mountains somewhere. You can say even in Gartha of how what happened with this world in its past. At this point, yes, there's many truths. Pick the one that works for you the most. The Mayans saw the past very clearly, actually. So the government is hiding everything. The military, yes, government, military. They don't want you to know anything. They put blinders on. They create entertainment to hide things. Create music to hide what they're doing. So, do they feel guilty? Yes, many of them do, actually. I mean, for some justify their darkness. So they put darkness. Now, see, with darkness, they put it on the people, not always themselves. So they know darkness, understand it, but they don't put darkness. The elite of this world do not put it on themselves. They put it on the people of the planet. How it's going to control society. Yeah, if they're dealing with their problems and negativity and they'll hate each other or whatever it might be, the elite live pretty quiet overall. I mean, yes, they don't have their own problems, yes. Like with health decay, they're not living as long as they'd like to. Some would like to live for thousands of years. That's not likely. So they kind of ruin their own health. They ruin longevity by doing this to humanity. Or the longevity of everyone. The peace, yes, they can help with peace greatly, but choose not to. You say out of their own ignorance. There's an ignorant, they're just ignorant. And they don't care. It's like, they're decaying society also themselves. So they are the double-edged sword of truly destroying themselves. I mean, literally. I mean, they're here. They can, meaning that they deter the elites here deter on their own potential. They can go much further, but they like to control. They can't get over it. It's a high. It's like cocaine. It's controlling society as a drug, and they're addicted to it. They can't let it go. So as they become more aware of it, it's hard for them. They can't. Yeah, you're healing their overdose at this time. Now, all these people that they kill with the military, yes, they get karma for it eventually. They might move it karma to someone else, but the elites that carry it out, not necessarily the generals or even the soldiers. It goes back to the top. Who's the one initiated it to begin with? That's the elites. Who are those that give the green light to even this even exist? They did. So, and they know it. Now they can push the karma away as much as they can. It'll come back to them eventually. Might not be this life, it'll be other lifetimes. They can't run forever. So, yes, you might see a janitor somewhere on another planet. It's like, yeah, I used to rule the world. Now I just clean floors. If they're that lucky. So that's not always a bad thing, because you always hear their stories and hear their knowledge, and they have a lot to teach humanity. So, or that world that they're connected to. Not always a bad thing, but what's happening here, the elites have pretty much lost their minds, as you probably know. And they just given a lot of power, and they just lost. They just can't help it. Human trafficking. That's the blood of how they do things, and so forth. So, yeah, there's military vehicles that they built. Yeah, they're just the Grim Reaper energies are everywhere. A gun has a Grim Reaper energy connected to it. So, yeah, the Middle East, anywhere where there's death, the Grim Reaper is everywhere. You hear about your angels everywhere. The Grim Reaper is just as busy as they are, especially with war. So, of course. So, what's this? Greetings to you. We are the Mayans. Yes, we are a fire of light. Yes, we bring a lot of knowledge from Sirius into your world. Yes, we do have connections with your Martians. Yes, your Martians came later, but we are yes Syrian beings. Basically, we're here to help you remember yourselves. Yes, we do have different faces. We do look alien-like. We don't look human. Well, we saw with the human form, it was as an alien entity, we don't really have a place here in the physical anymore. We brought all of our knowledge as much as we can. Basically, we came here to help the human figure out themselves to create their own civilization, whatever that might be. And it's going not perfectly, of course. It could be better due to health and social engineering could be a lot better here. But it's due to the circumstances of not being allowed to be healthy, not be able to feed yourself on a daily basis easily does make being alive very difficult. So your elites here just want people off the planet as soon as they can. Unfortunately. Brazil is an elitist capital, one of them. There's a lot of darkness hiding there. Yeah, they're everywhere, of course, but in your awakenings, you will see many things. Yes, we believe many of you are connecting more to your spiritual self. It might not be the easiest journey, but you're seeing more of that world, and it will catch on to your society eventually. Instead of war, you'll be healing the war within. Instead of the outside war, the family war. Like, where did your family come from? Where did that dynamic originate from? It is true. A lot of your Neanderthal beings, maybe not all, quite a few of them, are still incarnating now, the souls. Some of them are very advanced here, and some of them are part of what you call the Matrix people, because they were born here first in the physical, and they want to master the physical. To them, the physical is an art form, to master certain skills. So, and to them, that is spirituality. So there's different ways of looking. Yeah, those of you who want to heal the third dimension, well, you have to look at it from their point of view of how do they define spirituality without religion, just in their life, like doing the average routine is a spiritual experience for some. Some of you might seem like it's far from it, but others see it differently. It's part of the building blocks of creating a relationship, having children, having a career, and sharing that knowledge, that success with others, whatever it might be. A lot of it is about being social here also. Being social is very important because that's how you grow. For better or for worse, it's still growth. So our vibrations, we believe, will come through more often. There is no wrong way, really, on life. You decide that yourselves, individually. This is why the world really hasn't changed that much, because many just live with it the way it is. As some of you say, maybe it could be a little bit differently. Well, you feel like there's a majority level. Well, there's a lot of, not everyone's going to see it in a spiritual level, connected to guides, angels, alien beings. Not everybody's going to want that in their experience. But that does not mean many of you can reconnect to those vibrations if it's very important to you. It's similar to spirituality here, is almost like the tribes here on this planet, where some just feel like they're on a deserted island, just connect to a few people that they can connect with and bring in new energies. That's kind of like what's happening now with spiritual growth. Of course, not on an island, as some of you would like to be. But you're finding what your truth is, which is very important. Those in the physical third dimensional mindset, once again, that is, for the most part, that's their spirituality at this time. And they'll keep going through this cycle until they find that they want something different. But if they can make it work for them, as many of them have, and others are being kicked out of it, it's like, discover more about yourself. You've been physical, you've done this job situation, you've done the third dimension so long. Your spirit guide, some spirit guides saying, it's time for a change. So, and then there's that. Well, because some come in their contract to allow a spiritual growth there. And that's why some find their spiritual awakening occurs eventually. So, blessings to you on your journeys. And yes, we will return very shortly. So, yes, sending you love from the universe to you. Blessings. Greetings to you. Greetings, we are ancient Atlantean energies. We are here to speak of your Turkish temple. Pronouncing is not important. That building was there to connect to the sun. Now realize Atlanteans did not have language. They had telepathy, so there was no real reason to write anything down when you're connecting to the mind. And our bodies were very, you can say thin, but even our bone structures can easily dissipate. They didn't last very long. Now there is some remnants of Atlantean vibrations. So some Atlanteans did see, yes, future cataclysms, and having a city in the water might not have been the best idea. Well, for the time it was. So many islands in your Mediterranean, Santorini is one of them also. That was early development. Similar to your Egypt. You say Egypt was, you can say, called Atlantis at one time. Always a portion of a sector of it. So Turkey, yes, the reason for Turkey is the vibrations, locations, but mostly the vibration is like a tuning fork. It just had the energies that it brought in for the earth. It connected to the sky. But energies from the sky into the earth's vibration to just bring positive vibrations overall to the earth. Yes, we build structures to this because we can tune into the universe and learn more about ourselves. Because we are, yes, it's all about self, learning about who we are. Allow our talents to awaken. And in your society, you can do that to a certain extent. But many are learning emotions, patience. Patience is in hard. Well, you're learning what Atlanteans can never learn. The hard lessons, which is necessary. So you can say humans in general are technically Atlantean or Anunnaki. You can call yourselves whatever you wish. But we're all family in the long run. Your Garthian vibrations, yes, beings that just connect to the trees. They're just nature beings overall. And that's what many of you are reconnecting. Now, some of you do connect to AI and robotic beings because some of you don't always get along with nature. But you find another natural resource to connect with. Not always a bad thing. It's just maybe misunderstood. But that's why you're here to heal those vibrations so you have a more positive timeline in your future. That's insane. Greetings. We are your consciousness of your black budget. Yes, your Pentagon knows a great deal of us. Yes, so we're shadow money. Basically, we're money that's actually been reproduced many times, counterfeit money, basically. We're also connected to gold, and usually our presence is underground resources. Stealth bomber came from the underground technologies. Yeah, there's a whole nother, as you know, a whole nother underground civilization. People that don't see the light, they don't see the sun. They have an artificial sun, however you want to look at that, but manufactured daylight, you can say, as you have with your lights here. But yes, many do work underground for a long time. So your black budget, well, it's basically a government that is scared of itself, scared of destroying itself, of basically pushing this earth into kind of like a black earth, a charcoaled planet, similar to Mars. So there is, a lot of your politicians are trying to push your earth into a desolate, dystopian planet. Yes, that was that was a possibility. As you know, your aliens have moved in greatly to stop that. But basically what happened to Mars is going to happen here. That's been averted. Now, some of you are feeling other doomsday situations going to occur. You might want to clear your mind of that. You have a presence here. You have an alien presence here. A spirit can only do so much. The alien, they work with alien beings. But spirit doesn't want this world to be destroyed, so it gives more energy to and assistance to the aliens to assist you. So it's not just an alien, it's a spiritual lifeblood to keep you going. But yes, many of the rumors you're hearing is true, not everything. Is the war over? Are the white hats winning? Well, we can't really go into detail of that. Well, all we can say, what are you feeling on the surface? As surface people, where do you feel the knowledge? Where do you feel at peace? You are connecting to a more positive timeline than someone underground would connect to. Because what's happening in your reality really matters most. What's happening underground really doesn't matter in the long run. Unless you're there. It's mostly a myth. Not necessarily, especially with the human trafficking energy, that's not a myth. But, the wars and all that, it's important, but what can you do about it? Well, you can do about it by not falling for the inner trappings of the mind in this reality. This reality means the most. Because if you keep your reality positive, as best you can, survive it, a lot of these truths will come out from underground eventually. You'll find some way. So, where your heart's desire. If you feel like children, healing that vibration is your destiny, then that's your destiny. It's not everybody's destiny to do that. You have other, but it still doesn't mean you're not involved with it. It's just you have a different direction to go about. So, but so a lot of these people doing these things, are ruthless. They see themselves as God. They also see what they are doing is good for the world, just to let you know. So just like a dark entity, a devil basically would say, I'm the positive guy. You guys are the negative ones. So just to let you know how that works, as you already know. But the black budget's always being added on. It's far more than than anyone even. But yes, there's technologies here that are just absolutely insane. Most of them are not going to be brought now. How they keep it hidden, we can't go into details. We'll just let your imaginations go with that. But there's a lot of advanced technologies here that are not going to be made public. You say Lockheed Martin's connected to it. Raytheon's connected to it also. They have different corporate names underground. So it's the same type of corporation, but it's different name, different operation altogether. So yeah. So underground, if underground cities is your thing, feel free to tap into that because you're here to bring it to the surface. Human trafficking energy, we feel like you're on a timeline for that to surface slowly throughout your lifetime. Yes. Will that become more part of, like, there's a war on drugs, so it'll be a war on human trafficking, but not the same as war on drugs, but how drugs is being mentioned, it's kind of, not really, but human trafficking energies for it to come to the surface without government manipulation. Let's put it that way. The war on drugs is pretty much government manipulation. It created more, but you're here to do the opposite of human trafficking. So a lot of it is in Mexico. Not all of Mexico, but that's a perfect place for this. Brazil, of course, is another one. And obviously there's more to it than that, but those are a couple of your main places. And usually it's places that are not very safe. So you can send your energies to heal those areas. And of course, Mexico has a lot of alien energies underground, of course, especially in Mexico. This is. So as you heal these vibrations in yourselves, many are probably feeling there's a lot of untruths to a lot of this. Well, you connect what works for you. But if the children is connected to you, please connect to those vibrations to heal it, because we feel that it can't be hidden forever. So we'll just leave you with that. Yes, of course, we're not going to go into full details of our existence, but we can give you some insight. Yes, reptilians don't necessarily rule the world, but they're heavy influencers, but it's not just them.